Mike stood in his small backyard, the old cracked jar heavy in his hands. Water dripped steadily from the long split down its side. Drop, 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 onto the dirt path below. He let out a slow breath. "Just like me," Mike whispered. "Broken and leaking everything good away." At 55, life was supposed to feel settled. For 30 years, he worked the same steady job at the local factory. Then the factory shut down. A few months later, he slipped on ice and hurt his back badly. Job interviews went nowhere. They said he was too old or didn't have the right skills. Bills piled up on the kitchen table. His wife, Sarah, tried to stay positive, but he saw the worry in her eyes. Their son was finishing college, and he felt like he was letting his whole family down. Every morning, Mike still filled that old jar at the spigot. It was the same one his dad had given him years ago. He couldn't bring himself to replace it, so he carried it to the garden, even though half the water leaked out along the way. His back ached with every step. He felt that same leak inside his chest, his pride, his plans, his sense of being a provider, all slipping away. Some days Mike wanted to smash the jar and just give up. One quiet evening, after another rejection, Mike sat on the porch steps with the jar beside him. Tears stung his eyes. "Why won't you just work right?" he whispered. He almost threw it away that night, but something stopped him. The next morning, as he carried the jar down the path, something caught his eye. Along the edges where the water had been leaking all summer, tiny green shoots had appeared. He knelt down slowly. Small purple and yellow wildflowers were blooming there. They hadn't been planted. The leaking water had quietly fed them the whole time. Mike stayed there a long while, just staring. A small smile crossed his face. That night he told Sarah what he saw. They talked late. He finally opened up about how scared and useless he felt. She held his hand and said his struggle only made her love him more. That moment changed everything. Instead of fighting the leak, he made a brave decision. Mike bought packets of wildflower seeds and planted them all along the path where the jar dripped. He started walking slower on purpose, letting the water do its work. He invited neighbors to come see the leaky path. Word spread quickly. People loved the colorful flowers and began asking if they could buy some bunches to take home. With Sarah's support, Mike took another brave step. He started a small flower business right from their backyard. At first, it was just weekend sales at the local market. He used the cracked jar every day to water the beds, turning his flaw into his quiet advantage. The flowers grew strong and beautiful. It wasn't easy. There were long days that tired his back, doubts about money, and weeks when sales were slow. But he kept going. He shared his story honestly, and people connected with it. They didn't just buy flowers, they bought hope from a man who refused to hide his cracks. Within a year, the little backyard business had grown beyond anything he imagined. He was earning more than he ever did at the factory. And for the first time in a long while, his work filled his heart. One sunny afternoon, his son came home and saw the blooming garden and busy setup. "Dad," he said with wide eyes, "this is beautiful, and you're really doing it." Mike picked up the cracked jar, water still dripping as always. He smiled warmly. "Yeah, it really is." In that moment, he understood. His cracks weren't destroying his life. They were shaping something better. We all carry our own cracks, don't we? Those flaws and painful chapters that make us feel broken. But those very cracks can become our greatest hidden strength. They allow us to bring beauty and hope to others. Your struggles aren't there to stop you. Let them water the seeds along your path. Embrace them. Let them help you bloom. Today is a good day to start.